Another massive transfer update after 3 signings in 3 days for West Ham. Even more movement in the transfer market. First, welcome to the Bobby Moore Stand. My name's Gary and this is my transfer roundup. But just before I do that, since I put my first West Ham video out on this channel a few weeks ago, you've helped me to climb to over 4,000 subscribers, which is incredible and beyond anything I expected. Thank you so much for helping me do that. It's so much appreciated. It's really motivated me to make more and more content. And for those of you who are yet to subscribe, it'd be fantastic if you could do that. And join me on this journey. We've got some very good stuff coming up in the season, I promise you that. And, help me to grow this channel, the Bobby Moore Stand. I keep moving my target upwards and upwards, but now I'm aiming for 5,000 subscribers by the time the season starts, which was like a wild dream a few weeks ago. Please also help people to find the channel, and the way you do that is you give this video a like. That'll help YouTube point people to this video, and hopefully they'll subscribe as well. And let me know what you think. Once you've watched this video, let me know what you think in the comments. Give me some feedback. How's the transfer window going? Who do you expect to sign, etc., etc. There might even be some stuff about the players I mentioned that I don't know. All right, so let's get on with it. Let's crack on. First of all, before we move to the new news, let's talk about the 3 signings in 3 days. So, Chris Somerville, the Championship Player of the Year, who is really highly rated, really respected. A lot of pundits are falling over themselves to give him credit. Even the likes of Harry Redknapp saying brilliant signing, right? Tim Stein, interestingly, was working on this while Moyes was still in post last season. So he's a cunning fox, that Tim, isn't he? And Nicholas Fulkrug gave his first interview with West Ham, comes across as a very, very down-to-earth, honest player who he said he will give his all, and we know we love that at West Ham, players who give their all for the shirt. And he said he will depend on service from the wonderful talents around him, like Bowen, Kudus, Paqueta, Somerville, to deliver the chances that he needs, because he will put them away. He said one of his phrases was, I want to go to war with these players, alongside these players, not with. All right, so, and finally, Guido Rodriguez, the Argentinian World Cup winner, signed for 2 years and immediately set about trying to calm the waters with his previous club, Real Betis, because the fans were up in arms that he'd left at the end of his contract. So 3 signings, a left winger, a striker and a CDM, all positions that we needed to fill desperately, and all 3 players still valued by their previous clubs, which I think is amazing, right? That's what you want. You want these players. You don't want people that another club doesn't want, right? On to right backs. I'm going to do it down into sections today. Keep it simple. So right backs, Wan-Bissaka. There's only one horse in this race, I think. Wan-Bissaka is the one. He's got an issue. We go from issue to issue with his transfer, and so at the moment it's him and Man United in a tug of war over 3 million that Man United owe him as a loyalty payment because, well, he hasn't asked to leave, right? He hasn't asked to leave, so they owe him that money fair and square. It's his. He could just let his contract run out and probably get a huge signing on fee. And so, and Man United get nothing out of it. So Man United being a bit greedy, in my opinion, on that one. It's nearly done. Apparently they need to sell before they sign Missouri. So, crack on, Man U. Pull your finger out. We've also pulled out of the race. I think this is old news now. We pulled out of the race to sign, as if there was a race, to sign KWP at Southampton. So I suspect we're only focused on getting this one done, this deal, Wan-Bissaka for right back. Centre back is a completely different story. We've made one sign in this position already. We need another 1 or 2, definitely. Jean-Clair Todibo of Nice. We had a 30 million quid offer accepted. It's a cash offer accepted by Nice, and they tried to put pressure on the player to encourage him to move, but he wants to move to Juve. That's his first choice. He's never really come out and said, I don't want to go at West Ham. He just said he wants to go to Juve. That's fine. People can have their first choice. But that depends on Juve being able to raise the cash to sign him. And at the moment, they can't, right? The best they've offered, and Nice rejected this, was a 1-year loan with an obligation to buy. They want cash. They want it now. So they told Juve where to go on that one. So I think that's just a matter of being patient. That one, I think, will come home, I reckon. There's also a wild card, because we definitely need a couple. And with Zuma outbound, as I'll mention in a minute. Mats Hummels of Dortmund, 35 years old. Also, Brighton are interested. He's another World Cup winner because we collect them. We collect World Cup winners. And he was, I know he's 35, but he was ever present, played almost every game for Dortmund last year. An excellent top draw defender who has won everything. He's got more honours than probably Emerson, right? That's how many honours he's got, right? Highly decorated player with a winner's mentality, and that's what we want. These kind of players can come in and benefit our youngsters so much. Imagine Casey learning from him. I mean, that's just amazing, right? And like I said to you a few videos ago, this is like Moneyball. This is Moneyball. You literally buy players who can do a job for you this season. That's what these short-term freebie deals are all about, right? They can do a job for you this season. That's all that matters. You can only plan for this season. You can't plan for next season, can you? So anyway, on to Kurt Zuma, staying on centre halves. He's ready to leave. The club have told him to. The West Ham have told him to find himself a new club. He's open to joining a Saudi Arabian side, Al Qadsiya, but currently Dubai-based Shabab Al Ali. I think that's right. Apparently, he's going to meet them. I didn't even know Dubai had a football league or it was a thing, but anyway, it is. There's apparently a race through signature, quite a slow race, and it involves somehow maybe a bid of money and stuff. I can't believe we're going to get any money out of him. I can't believe that. It's got to be a freebie. And the Saudi Pro League, that club, Al Qadsiya, sorry for my confusion, are getting that they've tried to sign him before. They tried to sign him last summer, and he said no, I don't want to go. But now apparently he does. Talks between both clubs. I assume that's the Dubai club, as they're the favourites, and West Ham are progressing quickly. And apparently a medical is booked at the Ilford branch of QuickFit this afternoon. We'll have plenty of parts if running repairs are needed. In all seriousness though, he's done well for us, Zuma. It's not his fault his knees are buggered. I wish him good luck. I hope his knees survive another season or two out in Saudi in the nice warm weather. I'm sure the climate will be better for him than playing for a harsh winter again. It was also today rumoured that Saudi might be the preferred destination for Naif Aguerd, no doubt for a sizable fee, because this is a guy that's at the peak of his powers, a current Moroccan international, and they're a good side, Morocco, right? He is a good player, make no bones about it. It's just probably not, he's not aerially dominant enough for a Lopetegui team. He needs somewhere where, maybe the pace is a little bit slower, and he's, he's got a load of pace, hasn't he? Can really help him, perform. So that's centre backs. I think it's quite a lot of news there. On to central attacking midfielders. I think we're competing with Brighton apparently for Matt O'Reilly, who I touched on in my last show. That's the guy that's got 18 goals and 19 assists for Celtic last season. He's really considered to be special, this kid. Really is. And that would be so exciting if we could get him. I don't know whether that's going to be, I don't know whether Brighton are advanced in that discussion. It was suggested to me the other day in the comments that they've nearly got a deal done, but I don't think that's the case, right? I don't think that's the case. I think it's early stages for both clubs. It's also still rumoured that Jose Mourinho is still mulling over a move for Thomas Souček, his dream midfielder, for Fenerbahce. Yeah, come on, Jose, pull your finger out, mate. Thomas needs a new club, needs it sharpish. And Youssef Fofana apparently is Manchester United bound now, even though we've still got a bid in for him. Yeah, that one worked out well, didn't it? We should have got him last summer, really, shouldn't we? And now this is quite an interesting update. Moving on to strikers. Danny Ings could be on the move in the last week of the transfer window. Because I think what we're doing now is getting all the players we absolutely need to get the season up and running. And I think we're basically one right back and one centre half away from an operational team, right? Everything that comes after that in the last couple of weeks of the transfer window will be a bonus. And I think that's where Tim will start having some fun, right? And Danny Ings could be on the move in the last week of the transfer window. You see how active this is at the moment. Imagine what the last week's going to be like, right? And that's for West Ham to get 125k a week wages off the books. I suspect we'll have to pay him off a little bit because I don't think anyone else is giving him that money. He's got 4 goals in 52 appearances, albeit most of those appearances from the bench for West Ham. That's the worst return of his career. Rumour has it that if we were to move him on, that could free up the third striker position, especially from a wages perspective, and potentially reinstate the offer for John Duran. And if that happened at the end of the transfer window as well, we already would have played Aston Villa, right? And I'm sure they'd want to do a deal to get him out of the club before the window closes, because he's just going to be an annoyance to them at the moment, isn't he? We've also apparently lodged a 25 million bid, which is above the 21.4 million asking price to Roma for Tammy Abrahams, who really wants to go to AC Milan or Inter Milan, one of Milan's. I don't care about that. You know, they're entitled to have a preference. I don't care. He might love life in Italy. Who knows? I think I'd love life in Italy if I lived over there, to be honest. But this is, he's a good player, and he's just a little bit injury prone. But if he came in as the third striker, I mean, you could have, Fulkrug, Antonio, and Duran. That's a lot of variation right there, isn't it? I mean, you've got experience. You've got 2 different types of strikers in Fulkrug and Antonio. You've got a totally different proposition in Duran. It gives you so much variety and so many options from the bench. And I think the same goes for Tammy Abrahams as well. I like to see, different profiles of player coming in. So, and finally, there is one I call BS on this one because he's a left winger and he's being touted as a striker. And that's skillful, rapid Italian international Federico Chiesa. He's heavily linked to Spurs and now being linked to West Ham. But he's a left winger. So we've just signed a left winger. He can also play as a second striker, and I don't know enough about him to comment on whether he does that on a regular basis or what. But and he's right-footed, obviously left winger. So I call nonsense on that one. But he's 26 years old, does look like a player. But I've also seen not only Spurs linked. Apparently Liverpool. I read an article saying Liverpool had an 85 million offer turned down for him. Well, that's above our pay grade, right? The articles that link us and Spurs with him says it's bids of like 30 to 35, and if you look at transfer market, he's worth 35, right? So I think I call BS on that Liverpool article as well. So that's it for strikers. Plenty, that ain't finished. That is not finished. There's going to be stuff's going to happen there, and the rumoured links, the other links with no further updates but not officially dead, are Joe Gomez of Liverpool, Sergi Roberto, ex of Barcelona, Bisek of AC Milan, or was it Inter? Can't remember. Umar Soule of Red Bull Salzburg, and Logan Costa of Toulouse. And finally, well, that is all the transfer roundup, right? That's more than enough. That's more than enough for one show. But one thing to be aware of with all of these players is quotas, right? We've got 16 overseas players registered. That's the maximum you can have. So it means we do have to ship a few out before we start getting new overseas players in. And again, I think that's where we're going to see a lot of activity later in the window. We've got Cornet, we've got Souček, we've got potentially Soufal. We've got lots of players we might want to shift. Aguerd, Zuma. We've got lots of overseas players. Wan-Bissaka's a British player, right? We've also got a number of British. Irving counts as an overseas player as well, by the way. We've got a number of British youngsters who could come in, notably Potts. I think Potts is first team ready, and 1 or 2 others. So I don't think we're going to have a problem filling up the British quota, but we can't go beyond the 16 overseas players. That's the key message, right? So, but I think this transfer window is going to go to the line, and I think it's going to become even more exciting in the last couple of weeks when the urgent stuff is finished and Tim can really start playing. Because, my God, he knows how to play a transfer window, doesn't he? He knows how to play the media, other clubs. He's a master at this stuff. Clinical signings that nobody's had their eyes on. No ITKs have come out with some of these signings, right? It's just come out of left field completely. And that's what I love to see. I think we'll see a few more of those as well. There might be people I haven't mentioned here today. We'll have someone turn up tomorrow. No one's linked him with the club, but it would have almost signed. I think that's brilliant. That's brilliant because that is the way to get deals done. If you go and advertise who you're going to sign, other clubs just get attracted to it like a magnet, don't they? So, look, it's the Tim Stighton Show, and I'm loving it. Before I go, again, please subscribe to the channel, The Bobby Moore Stand. I'm going to be doing some work on my set in the next couple of days. This was a temporary set, you remember. Yeah, got some new stuff to go up. I hope it looked quite nice by the time I record my next one. But please subscribe to the channel if you would be so kind. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And until next time, I'm sure there'll be lots of movements in the transfer window in the next couple of days. See you soon. Come on, you irons.